Water is spirit. Norse goddess Ran speaks. If you're here, you're meant to hear this message. We opened a portal live on TikTok called The Looking Glass. This is an art technique where we cover a piece of paper with charcoal, and what is revealed to us is often ascended masters, goddesses, deceased loved ones, and symbologies that speak to us individually and collectively. The goddess Ran was the Norse goddess of the sea. And if we take her story in a literal stance, it's difficult to understand. But we're going to talk about it as an allegory and as a map directing us where we're going and what's happening to us within our bodies and within our collective consciousness. So Ran was the goddess of the sea who killed men, and she caught them in a net, and she had 9 daughters, and the 9 daughters were reflected as 9 waves. The first thing we need to understand is that we are all water. We're 75% water. We have a little bit of salt in us too, very much like the ocean. That's why you sweat salty and you have salty tears. The 9 daughters reflect 9 planets. There used to be 9 planets. Now there's 8. But the 9th planet is spoken about in history, and it makes sense because of the rule of 369 that Nikola Tesla talks about. And the net of Ran is actually an invisible grid that covers the earth. We cannot escape this realm because of this net. And Ran catches individuals in the net. This is a near-death experience where someone died and they were caught in a net, like a grid or an invisible wall, and they could not go past the invisible wall or grid. Even Thoth in the Emerald Tablets talks about Earth being a portal and how Atlantis was a place of magic and a place of power, and that until we cleanse our souls and awaken the water within us and make it come alive again, we cannot enter a powerful kingdom where we experience longer or eternal life or immortality. So activating and awakening the water within us is a process. Now, Christians call it being reborn, rebirthed, baptized by water and fire. And so all of these allegories really speak of understanding our physical body, understanding our spirit, and understanding that water shifts and changes with energy and even words. I found it really interesting that when we die, our blood is just drained into the septic system and it's not kept out of our water system. So we're essentially drinking each other's spirit when we drink water. Now, our hearts emit an electromagnetic energy just as the sun emits an electromagnetic energy. And the sun flips every 11 years. When the sun flips, we flip. And this flipping basically activates us and it shifts us. It's called the polar shift. Many people who go through an awakening process feel compelled to sun gaze or to meditate in water or to begin drinking clean, living waters. Or they may feel compelled to sit up against a tree and get closer to nature and basically activating the electromagnetic energy within them. And what this does is it brings a fire with water and it merges flesh with spirit. And it basically wakes us up from a sleeping, unawakened, ignorant state. And so when we wake up, we begin to kind of leave the matrix behind, and we begin to leave the material world behind, and we leave ideas of flesh behind. Because even in the Bible, they say that God is water. Jesus is water. Jesus turned water into wine. This is an allegory of water, and the red wine is fire or blood. Jesus walking on water is spirit dominating the flesh. And so if God is water, we need to activate God within us. So if God is in a prison within our bodies, asleep, in order to activate it and to escape a prison, we have to become living waters. And this is an emotional, spiritual, and even physical path of changing our diet and basically realizing that we are time machines and we can quantum jump and shift. Thoth in the Emerald Tablet says that man is a star bound to a body until the end. Everything that has being is passing into yet another being. Now, Loki is a fly in the piece of art that I did, and Loki was someone that Ron gave the net to Loki. And the net is associated with gold. I find it interesting that when souls died, Loki collected the gold. And so we're considered gold to the gods. Our souls, our energy is considered gold. So the alchemy of shifting from lead to gold makes us very valuable. But we have to be cleansed of darkness and we become portals of light. We become a portal ourselves. So that Loki took over the net of Ron means that Loki controls this realm that we are in and wants to use our energy like gold and basically harvest us like gold. But Thoth talks about how to escape this trap. So you can see here in the piece, the goddess Ron is holding a bottle of water, and inside the bottle of water is someone who's dead. It's a soul. And the soul that was not activated and was not awoken and did not become alive gets turned back into water and goes through the cycle of life again and again until or if it becomes conscious and awoken and activated. The holes on the sides of the trees reflect portals. This earth does have portals of escape, and Thoth talks about this in the Emerald Tablets, and these two trees reflect the Emerald Tablets. And there are keys in the Emerald Tablets that reflect the number 9 and reflect turning our body into a portal and escaping a world where we are harvested for gold and energy, and we maintain consciousness and have eternal life. So the Norse goddess Ran is simply here to help people recycle, rebirth, until or when they are ready to awaken and activate themselves. And some people are just here to push us and let us know, look, you are water, you are salt, you are electromagnetic energy, you are a star, you are a light, and you can become alive and powerful and escape this grid and this net if you follow truth and life, which is water. Now, at 7 o'clock, there's a wolf, and then there's someone holding a snake goddess. And this snake goddess is associated with the dark energies of the underworld. There's symbologies of the number 13 and 31. You have a lot of numerology in this piece and mirrors and the reflection that we are each other. We are part of the all. But we have to become activated and pure in order to be spiritually safe, to be with a collective consciousness that works for the greater good. We have to become selfless. This piece really speaks of two parallel worlds, a world of powerlessness, a world of power, a world of being asleep, a world of being awake, a world of darkness, a world of light, and a world of falseness, and a world of truth. And it's up to us to do the work. And so you're being encouraged. Sun gaze. Collect negative ions. Drink clean spring water. Use salt, which is a crystal, to help to activate your heart chakra. Drink living waters. Swim in a spring. Walk away from all things that steal your energy and your power, and walk toward things that give you life. Loki is the trickster that keeps us under the net and out of the truth so that we do not escape, and that's not where we want to be. We actually want to expand and become part of a collective, joyful, peaceful, abundant, and loving reality. Your body is the golden holy grail, and since the sun has flipped, we are flipping on a switch within us, and you are being asked to do the same. Do not get caught in the net of Ran, the Norse goddess of the sea.